Welcome to Insight English Stories. Today we travel to ancient Japan. We will learn the history of sushi. This is not just a story about food. This is a story about clever people, a beautiful ocean, and the long struggle to keep fish fresh. Please sit back, listen carefully, and enjoy this journey through time. Long ago, there were no refrigerators. People did not have cold boxes to keep their food fresh. In the country of Japan, the summer sun was very hot. The air was wet and warm. For the fishermen, this was a big problem. The ocean was full of silverfish, but the fish died quickly in the heat. A fisherman would catch a beautiful fish in the morning, but by the evening the fish was bad. It smelled terrible, and it was not safe to eat. The people were often hungry because they could not save their food for tomorrow. They needed a way to stop time. They needed a secret to keep the fish good for many months. Deep in the green mountains and near the blue rivers, people found a solution. They watched the nature around them. They saw how things changed. They realized that rice was not just for eating. Rice was a tool. They took the fresh fish from the water and cleaned them carefully. Then they cooked a large pot of white rice. They did not eat the rice immediately. Instead, they put the fish inside the rice. They packed the fish and the rice together very tightly in big wooden jars. They put heavy stones on top of the jars. The stones pressed down on the food. This was the beginning of something special. Inside the dark jars, a slow change happened. This change is called fermentation. Fermentation is a natural process where food stays good for a long time. The rice became sour, and it protected the fish. The air could not touch the fish because the rice was like a thick blanket. The fish stayed soft and delicious for 1 year or even longer. However, there was one strange thing about this old sushi. The people did not eat the rice. The rice was very sour and had a strong smell. They threw the rice away and only ate the fish. This was the first version of sushi. It was a way to survive, not a fast snack. Many years passed, and the world began to change. Japan became a busy place with many large cities. One of these cities was called Edo. Today, we call this city Tokyo. In Edo, people were always in a hurry. They walked fast through the crowded streets. They worked hard in the markets and the shops. They did not want to wait 1 year for their fish to be ready. They wanted to eat now. A clever man named Hanaya Yohei watched the busy people. He had an idea. He wanted to make sushi faster. He wanted to make sushi that people could eat on the street while they walked to work. Hanaya Yohei did not use the old way of fermentation. He did not want to wait months for the rice to become sour. He decided to use vinegar. Vinegar is a sour liquid that tastes like old rice. He mixed the vinegar with fresh, warm rice. The rice tasted perfect immediately. Then he took a small piece of fresh fish from the bay. He sliced the fish into a beautiful thin piece. He pressed the fish onto a small ball of the sour rice. He used his hands to shape it carefully. It looked like a little piece of art. This was the birth of nigiri sushi. It was fast, it was fresh, and it was delicious. In the streets of Edo, sushi became the first fast food. People stood at small wooden stalls. A stall is a small table or shop on the street. They watched the sushi chef work with his hands. The chef was very fast. He moved like a dancer. He grabbed the rice, added a little bit of green wasabi, and placed the fish on top. The customers paid a few coins and ate the sushi in 1 bite. They did not need chairs or plates. They used their fingers to pick up the food. After they finished eating, they wiped their hands on a white curtain in front of the stall. If the curtain was dirty, it meant many people ate there. A dirty curtain was a sign of a good chef. As time went on, people found new ways to make sushi even better. They began to use different types of fish. They used red tuna, pink salmon, and white shrimp. They learned that ice could help keep the fish cold. In the winter, men went to the mountains to cut big blocks of ice. They brought the ice to the city and put it in wooden boxes. Now the fish could stay fresh for many days without vinegar or fermentation. The flavor of the raw fish was clean and sweet. The people of Japan loved the taste of the sea. They felt a connection to the water every time they ate a piece of sushi. In the modern world, sushi traveled across the oceans. It went to America, Europe, and Africa. At first, people in other countries were afraid to eat raw fish. They thought it was strange. But then chefs made new kinds of sushi. They made the California roll with avocado and crab. They used ingredients that people already knew and liked. Slowly, the whole world fell in love with sushi. Today, you can find sushi in almost every big city on Earth. There are even sushi robots that can make hundreds of pieces of sushi in 1 hour. But the heart of sushi is still the same. The story of sushi teaches us an important lesson about humans. We are very good at solving problems. When we were hungry, we used rice to save our fish. When we were busy, we used vinegar to make our food faster. Today, we use high-tech refrigerators and fast airplanes to move fish around the world in 1 day. When you eat sushi, remember the ancient fishermen. Remember the hot sun and the wooden jars. Remember Hanaya Yohei and his small street stall in Edo. Sushi is more than just fish and rice. It is a story of how we learned to keep the world fresh. Thank you for listening to this story on Insight English Stories. We hope you enjoyed learning about the history of sushi. If you liked this video, please listen again to practice your English. Every time you listen, your English gets better and stronger. We will see you in the next story. Goodbye.